Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here you right now see that house that my 100 baby challenge was planning for last like a year and a half maybe. We lived here for a while already. It was a very convenient house for 100 baby challenge because we had like several similar rooms. We also had only one floor and just a basement for collectibles. Like right now it is empty of course, but I've tried to clean it all up a little bit just because actually we are moving right now. So this 100 baby challenge house is not that much money. Like we have 56,000 simoleons in the household. Also, we have 82 almost thousand simoleons for the cost of the lot without some of the furnishing because I just did remove some of the stuff that I think that we might need later. So here at that 100 baby challenge house, as you have seen that if you are watching my YouTube channel for the last year and a half, that's what we used to have. Like we used to have Julia special area. Also, we used to have like a common living room. We used to have a toddler room, infant room, and teens and kids room. Now we are switching some stuff around. So I think like this my pre-word is kind of a little long right now. So I think let us go right into the speed build for the new house. So as for the speed build, what we are starting with is just removing all of the furnishing that we might need in our next house, which is like, all of those diplomas we were collecting, all of those photos with our kids we were collecting, with the father of the kids, all of that. We are collecting it all. Also, I decided to grab some of my trash can that I used to have. Also, I decided to grab all of the toddler potties that we do have in old house just because we are gonna buy them again anyway, so we might as well just take the one that we used to have originally. And after I've wrapped all the stuff that we are having out here in our old house, we are going right to the Windenburg because my 100 baby challenge is moving from Oasis Spring right into the Windenburg. So in the Windenburg, we are building a mansion actually because we are on the 30 by 40 lot, which is actually quite a huge lot. We used to live on a 20 by 30 lot. Before, we used to live on 15 by 20 lot, so we are kind of growing. We are getting more space in the house. And that is mostly because originally we used to have no money, so we had to live in a tiny little home. And now, as we used to have our painting club, as we used to have people who were painting for us and getting some money for us, and as we are getting book royalties all the time, we now kind of managed to save some sort of a bigger budget this time. So, as we are having somewhere around 150,000 simoleons, we are building literally a mansion for my 100 baby challenge. As I have googled, it's supposed to be something like American colonial kind of style house. I'm not sure if I managed to do this right because I'm not American, so I'm not very, and I'm not an architect, and I didn't start history of architecture or anything like that. So I might be wrong sometimes with the styles of the homes I'm naming because I'm not an expert, and that's just my little warning. Like, do not expect expert opinion from me because I'm not an expert. So I'm just enthusiastic about it and in The Sims. That's all I am. So anyway, as for the exterior, we are just gonna have perfectly symmetrical home. Like it's the same on both sides, but just on the inside it is gonna be a little bit more fun. So as for the inside, we are gonna have a grand entryway. We are gonna have 8 bedrooms for the kids, and we are gonna have one more bedroom for our mother of all of our kids. And I have tried to build this house like in two versions. Like one of them is gonna be just the one that I did post in the gallery, and the other one is a little bit adapted to what I'm gonna play with because unfortunately, I don't know, but budget in The Sims 4 is not my thing. That's for sure. Because whenever I'm trying to build a house on a budget, I go overboard for like 100,000 simoleons. Luckily, these are just virtual money, and I'm not doing the same in real life because if I did something like that in real life, that would be a disaster probably. I don't do that in real life, so that is fine. Out here, yes, I did go overboard for like whole 100,000 simoleons because this house in the end is gonna be around 250,000 simoleons. But maybe that's just because I did pick a little bit of a more expensive style that I should have. But anyway, this house works, like it's fine. It is huge, so if you want to play in that, you absolutely can. It's not 100 baby challenge specific. Of course, it has some tiny little detail that are gonna be a little bit more helpful for 100 baby challenge, like all of the bedrooms where we are planning infants. Actually, in the end, it is gonna be only one. I did place on the first floor. Also, on the first floor, we do have bedroom for our mother, which is the best bedroom. And mother actually does have like her own part of the house where she has a bedroom, her own bathroom, and a tiny little office, so she can kind of, I don't know, relax, like just get her mind off all of the kids that she has, because sometimes I believe if you have 100 babies, that is something you might want to have. And actually, we are not having 100 babies in my 100 baby challenge with only one mother, because right now Julia is pregnant with 26th baby, and Julia is the mother of all of the babies from the first to 26th, right? Who is up to be born yet, so the 26th baby is not there yet. But anyway, what I was talking about, I'm not planning on having my 100 baby challenge all with one mother for all of the babies, and rules are allowing that. Like in 100 baby challenge, you can for sure have like as many babies with one person as you want to. The only rule that you are gonna have is just to have babies with all the different fathers, and this other rule that we are gonna have is just to have 100 babies, raise them up by the rules, like, infants, they need to try three baby foods, they need to be able to sit for that, and also they need to try finger foods. And as for the toddlers, we just need to get all of these toddler skills up to level 3. That is not that hard actually, especially if you know some tricks and if you have the packs. And as for kids, as for children, you just need high confidence, and also you do need a grade A in school, and they usually come hand in hand. Like if you get a grade A in school, high confidence is just around the corner. That's how it usually works. And with the teenagers, you just need one of those attributes that you might get from the Parenthood. Like they can be responsible, compassionate, then they can have good manners, they can be a mediator, or, and the last one, I actually do not remember. Oh, and they can be able to control their emotions. That's what it is. So there are 5 attributes for teenagers. Just pick one, max it out, get a grade A in school, and they are up to be a top. So that is kind of simple to play 100 baby challenge. The only problem that I usually have is infants, because infants are tough because they are like later addition to the game, and I believe that lately the game got to be a little bit more difficult than it used to be originally, and maybe that is a good thing, because The Sims 4 is actually much simpler, much easier to play with than previous Sims games. But I'm not complaining. I'm okay with that. It's just like whoever likes to play how. So anyway, as for my whole house layout, of course, we are raising all of the kids. And as for the kids, at first I thought that we used to have like a bedroom is only for infants, another bedroom only for toddlers, and another bedroom we used to have for teens and kids. This time I decided to make it a little bit different. Of course, the official kind of version of this house that I'm gonna post in the gallery, that I did post in the gallery already. In that version of the house, we do have separated bedroom for an infant, only one, by the way. Also, we do have 2 bedrooms for toddlers. One bedroom, I imagine, is for kids, and 3 teen bedrooms, 14 bedrooms actually. But teens and kids, they can switch around because anyway, they need the same kind of beds, so that's gonna be fine. So when I was building this whole house, I wanted to give every single child their own bedroom where they're gonna be able to age up from like 0 to grown-ups. And I have thought of that only after I finished this build. So in that version that you maybe, if you're gonna watch my 100 wave challenge, you're gonna see in my gameplay is gonna be a little different from this version, mostly firstly, actually, because we couldn't afford this version of the house, because this version of the house is kind of expensive. Because, I didn't even try to save money on landscaping. We have all real landscaping in this game. It's not debug, it's not for free, it costs money, and these trees are expensive. So, and we did have some expensive furniture, and this exterior is not that cheap either. Like, we have a pool on the outside. So, what am I gonna tell you about? So, anyway, as for the bedroom that we are gonna have in the very end, out there I have decided to make like universal bedrooms. So, in all of the bedrooms, we are gonna have an infant playmat. Also, we are gonna have a toddler bed, a toddler potty, some blocks to play for toddlers. Or also, we are gonna have a blurfy. Then we are gonna have a bed which can fit a teenager or a child, and also we're gonna have like one hobby item because that's what we need actually. So I have tried to make it different. We are gonna see later how that's gonna work in real gameplay because I did not try that yet. I've mostly just played when my kids used to have like one bedroom for all of the kids, all of the kids, toddlers and younger, and the other bedroom I used to have for teens and kids. That was my in my original house because we just used to have two bedrooms, and Julia, the mother of all of the kids, used to sleep in the living room. So that's how we played originally. Then in the second version of the house, we used to have a separated bedroom for toddlers. Infants used to sleep in the living room because infants just need a playmat. But then I figured that in the living room, we actually do have a TV and a stereo, so that's not convenient. Oh, and by the way, in the second version of the house, also teens and kids used to sleep in bedrooms, in normal bedrooms, so that was kind of fine. But in the third version of the house that we used to live like just before, in there we used to have separated bedrooms for teens and kids. Like we used to sleep five kids in there, so that was a big bedroom for that. Also, we used to have a three infant bedroom, like the bedroom which fits only a changing table, three infant mats, and that's it. And the other bedroom we used to have used to be just three toddler beds and all of the stuff we do need for the toddlers. I'm not sure if it is going to be convenient for me when all of the kids are in their own bedrooms, but on the other hand, I might try and lock them in their bedrooms and they're not gonna interfere with each other. But I try not to be like that, like tyrant mother, because I try to be humane out here. But in 100 baby challenge, this is kind of tough, especially sometimes when your sim is pregnant and you already have two infants and you're scared to that you're gonna have more than two infants at once, because two infants at once is tough, and I'm not talking about three infants at once. But as I was actually talking all about my 100 baby challenge, we are kind of going far already into this build. So, as for the floor plan, I have told you that we do have nine bedrooms in this house. In the same time, when you enter the house, you have a grand entryway which is open to the second floor. Right on to the left, we have like a conversation type of living room because out there we do not have a TV, we just have a several bookshelves. I originally wanted to stick out there a fireplace, but then I decided that I just want to make it like a library, like a conversation library maybe. Out there we have a couch, a love seat. Also, we out there have an armchair without arms, if I remember correctly. And then we do have a cereal. Just you can listen to music and enjoy your time out there from that first living room. That like I don't know how to say lounge room or whatever it is. We do have access to one of the hallways. From that hallway, we can access to all the bedrooms, and also we have access from there to the first floor bathroom and Julia's ensuite. Because from Julia's ensuite out there, we are gonna have a bedroom and an office area just for her. Also, Julia has her own bathroom. And on the right, from the entryway, we are gonna have a kitchen and dining area. Also, in the kitchen, we are gonna have a big breakfast snack, which could be a dining room of its own, but it's just a breakfast snack in my hat. And from that breakfast snack, we can access the back porch of this house, a deck. It is, I think, because it's kind of big of a porch. And also from the dining room, we can access what I imagine at first is gonna be our infants and toddlers wing of the house, just because out there we do have two tiny bedrooms and toddlers and infants usually not to require all that much of space. Like literally, you can fit infant and one child and that's it. Because just take a playmat and they're gonna be fine. Like you can feed them, you do not need anything special to feed them. Like you can wash them in a sink sometimes, but I've tried to make this house as 100 baby challenge friendly as possible, so every single bathroom has a bath because we need to wash our kids properly. And also I tried mostly to stick everywhere shower tub combos because it's more convenient, because sometimes when you're playing with teens and kids, taking a shower is a little quicker, but when you're playing with infants and toddlers, you kind of need to bathe them. So bath is important as well. And in that toddlers and infants wing, it has its own bathroom, of course, and that is actually gonna be it for the first floor. And on the second floor we have a second living room, which I decided to make like a TV room. Also on the second floor we do have four more bedrooms and two more bathrooms, and there are no bathrooms accessible from the hallways on the second floor, but all of them are accessible on the first floor. So I decided that, we have five bathrooms. If everybody has a bedroom in this house, like if we have guests over, you can go to the bathroom on the first floor even if you're on the second floor. Like bathrooms on the second floor which are accessible only from bedrooms, like they're fine to use. So I think that they are gonna be fine to use for my kids, and I'm not gonna be worried about my sims needing to go to the bathroom and I'm not there. Like I think that that's gonna be kind of fine. So anyway, as for our house itself, you might have noticed that mostly I'm trying to use base game wherever I can use base game. But in some areas, like in our library room, I did use some bookshelves from the Crystal Creations pack. So it was a little pack right there. So sorry for that. Also, in the library room, I did pick Get Famous Stereo, so that's more packed out here. In our entryway, I think that I did stick a Dine Out plant, and in our kitchen, I did use that kind of new-ish kitchen that we do have in the base game, just because I like that, and I wanted to try that like little trick when you stick like half the cabinet on top of normal cabinet, like kind of make kitchen the whole wall tall. Of course, I didn't go like the whole wall tall, and I had to remove those cabinets in the version of the house which I'm gonna play in. And as for the friendliness of the kitchen for our 100 baby challenge, what I did is I have decided to stick several stoves. Like we have a stove top from Dream Home Decorator pack, and we also do have a separated oven. And I decided to stick them in the house. Also, I did use like a normal stove, like a complete one. So we do have three different pieces of appliances where we can cook. Also, as for the kitchen, I decided to stick a lot of kitchen clutter because, when you're a single mother of like seven kids at a time, all the time, I don't think that your house is going to be very clean. I think that your house is going to be kind of messy. So, clutter is needed in here. And as for the kitchen, we also do have two sinks and we do have a dishwasher out there just because I believe that we need that. Also, I wanted to stick out there two money trash cans because in 100 Baby Challenge they're a must have as for me because by the rules of 100 Baby Challenge, mother of the kids cannot work. Your teens can get a part-time job, but your mother of the kids cannot have a full-time job. So I'm not getting any kind of job for Julia. She used to be a freelancer originally, but now she doesn't have any time because after I bought Growing Together, infants got a little bit more tough. So now we have no option to properly write books for job like assignments. So all we did is we write books about our kids. And I think that the next mother of my kids, like the last daughter of Julia, she is gonna continue this legacy, and we are gonna just continue writing kids book, children book about our kids. Just because I believe that it's kind of something special to have. Like we are writing books about our kids, isn't it nice? I think that it should be nice. And also, in the same time, even though, yeah, we are writing books about our kids, in the same time, we are getting nice money about that. So that's kind of a nice way to make money. And I like writing books in The Sims 4 much more than I like painting. Even though, yes, painting takes much less time. But in the same time, when you're painting, you're getting money only here and there for the painting that you have just painted. But when you're writing books, you're getting royalties every single day at 10 a.m. for like 2 weeks in the game or something like that, but you get it for quite a long time, so it adds up. Like even if your book is just 4 simoleons of royalties per day, multiply it by 15 days, that's gonna be like 60 simoleons. That's not that great too, yes, but it's better than some of the paintings that you're getting on your first try, because first painting you're gonna make is probably gonna be like 45 simoleons, and you're gonna spend 50 simoleons to make that, so you're losing money when you're starting painting. But then of course when you're making like 100 paintings and you get masterpieces, you can get like 2 or 3,000 simoleons per painting. But I still like writing more. Maybe just because I'm a little more of like a quiet art person and, read my thoughts on a paper and not look at them as a picture because I'm not a painter. I can talk, I can write, but I'm not a painter. And that is why I think that we are going to continue our legacy with 100 Baby Challenge with writing books. That is why, by the way, the main bedroom in this house is going to have an office with a computer in there. But I think that computer is the most universal part of the whole Sims game, so I think that it's literally all you need to make money in this game. And as I was saying that we actually are already trying to finish up all of the common areas because we have finished up already the second floor TV room. I've made it expensive for your literal money, and that is just because we do have several kits. And yeah, somewhere around now, I kind of went a little bit overboard and I've started using all of those packs, all of those kits. Like, we are using Life and Death, we are using Lovestruck, we are using Secret Sanctuary Kit, we are using Forensic in areas. Like, and yeah, we are using quite a bit of packs, but that is a big build and it is difficult to make this kind of build not look the same when you're using only base game. Base game is limited in style, so I know that base game kind of goes like in 4 or 5 different styles, but in the same time, like if you want to build in one style, you have only like 1 or 2 options of objects if you're lucky, if you have the style that you want in the base game at all. So I had to go for the kits, and especially for these kind of like expensive looking houses, I have not been building them quite a bit, so I'm struggling and I'm trying to learn this kind of style of the interior. Of course, I know that I'm mixing and matching all of the styles out here because we have something modern. We have something like, I don't know, boho. We also do have something that looks like, the gamer room. And that is okay, I think, because, usually when you're furnishing a big house, unless you're extremely rich, your style is not going to be very consistent because being consistent in style is kind of expensive, especially if you're a person like me who can change their mind like in several days and say like, I used to love this style, I don't anymore. So that's what we have. And as for the kids' bedrooms, so we are starting furnishing the bedrooms with the first floor, of course. So at first, I didn't know if I want to make it teens' bedrooms or kids' bedrooms. I decided I'm gonna make it teens' bedrooms, but like we are gonna have only a single bed out here because as for me, I usually prefer sticking double beds in teens' bedrooms just because I think it's a little bit more appropriate and it's a little bit more comfortable to sleep on because you want to spread on your beds and you not want to just be kind of snuck in. And when you're a child, you're tiny, you don't need a big bed. So in the teens' bedrooms, I decided that I'm going to stick a couple, like a desk, a bedroom, so that we can do our homework. And I think that that is kind of essential, at least it is for me. And those 2 bedrooms that are like neighboring in this kind of area of the house, they are going to be literally the same, just mirrored as of the floor plan. And as for the hobbies stuff, I did not stick anything at all, but I tried to give them some character. Like, we are having some messy, maybe pre-teens out here, so they have bright and colorful bedrooms, but maybe they do have some of the stuff spread around the house. But that's kind of fun. That's kind of fine. Like, when your mother has 6 more kids and you're one of the 7, I doubt that she has a lot of time to work on discipline. Like, your mother is not gonna yell at you for not cleaning your bedroom when you have 6 more siblings because she doesn't have the time to do that. As for the toddlers and infants area of the first floor house, as for the infants area, at first I wanted to make it all black, and then I wanted to make it all white, and then I decided that I want to make it all pink. So I'm using out there the storybook nursery kit just because I think it's highly appropriate for the style of a house that we are building right now. I know that this storybook nursery kit is kind of like a Victorian kind of nursery, as I have heard people say about it. I'm not sure. I'm not expert in style, but anyway, it kind of looks whimsical, and I think that for the kind of house that we are building out here, it is fine, and it's kind of like a rich baby vibe it is giving, I think. So that's what we did out here. So both infants and toddlers bedroom do look literally the same, just different colors, and one of them smaller. And I try to stick everything a toddler might need in their bedroom and infant might need, because infant might need a changing table and a play mat, and that's it. But the toddler might need also a blurfy, something like a dollhouse, because we want to build up our imagination. Also, we might want to have some blocks because we want to fix our movements and thinking skill and stuff, and maybe something else like a potty to fix our potty skill, because that's important too. As for our second floor bedroom, one of them I decided to make like a second adult bedroom. In there we are gonna have a double bed, and actually two of them are gonna be like that. One of them you have seen already, the other one's gonna be the last. And that is just, I'm imagining maybe older teens who are about to move out are gonna live somewhere like that. And another bedroom that we are gonna have on the second floor is gonna be like a twin bedroom, and in by that I mean that we are gonna have literal two sides of the bedroom that are gonna be the same. Like we are gonna have a bunk bed in there, and on the second tile tier of these bunk beds we are gonna sleep. On the first tier we are gonna do our homework, because out there we are gonna have a desk. Also out there I just decided to stick a dresser, and I decided we might want to have a painting table, just a craft table, just to build some of the skill for our children, because we do need them. And as now the bedroom on this second floor, we are gonna have a two toddler bedroom. Out there, I decided to stick it all because I sometimes like when my kids are sleeping in the same bedroom because it can be convenient. So out there, we do have some toys, we do have some blocks, we do have a blurfy, a dresser, like all of it, because we do need that. That's literally essential for us to build toddler skills, because toddlers are tough. Even though infants are tougher, toddlers are still tough. And we do need to work on fixing some of their needs, some of their skills, and we do need to be effective about that, because as soon as the kids are aging up to be children, they are easy. Like they can maintain themselves. Not toddlers, but toddlers can maintain themselves as long as they know how to climb up and down the stairs and how to use a potty, because you can grab some food for them from the fridge and that's not that much of a hassle. And as for the last bedroom, it is gonna be another boring bedroom where we are just gonna have like a double bed. It's just like a guest bedroom, as I'm imagining it is, because sometimes when if you have growing together, somebody might suggest to stay over in your house and maybe help with your kids. You can assign a bedroom for them, because now you have that space, and it's not gonna happen when you have like one bedroom and you have three infants and you're living alone, and the only area you have to place a person is on the couch in the living room. So as I was saying that, I think let us go back now into the game, and I'm gonna show you the two versions of the house. The one that we are gonna have on the gallery, which you can download, and the other one which I'm gonna literally have in my game. So this is where we used to live. This is our pretty house, and I like that because it was bright and colorful, and we lived in a sunny area. And in the area where I live, where the summer is literally only like 2 months long, it's essential. And this is where we are gonna live now. We are gonna live in Windenburg. And I love Windenburg because the world out here is beautiful. It is big, but it's not like too huge. Like it is not Hanford on Bagley, because in there it is a little bit too huge. The only thing that I might say right now is my 100 baby challenge house is getting a little bit on the fancier side. So we have now a completely brick house. It is 2 stories high. Out here we have a third story, which is a little hidden. We have two built outs. Out here we have the chimneys. We have a lot of windows. We have real landscaping, which costs money. Like this one bush is 35 simoleons. One of these bushes 45. One of these trees is 35 simoleons. These trees 70. Only if mature trees were that cheap in real life. In the backyard of our house, we have a big porch. From the porch, we can access this swinging path. Out here, we have our imagination tent. Also, out here, we have our movement slide. It is like a cheaty way to get your toddler skills up. Also, out here, we have a swing set, which you can easily switch around to make it monkey bar, just because it's a little bit more useful for the skills for the kids. Out here, we have a hidden garden area. Through here we have like this open pathway towards our pool area, pool lounge area. Out here I'm just imagining we're gonna relax, maybe at least sometimes we are gonna try. Also, I've tried to stick some AC into this house, so we have some air conditioning in almost all of the bedrooms, except for the one out here, because that bedroom just doesn't have any open wall space. And we do have an outdoor trash can. We have it all. We have it all. The house is completely done. Its landscape. It's done. And let us go now on the inside. So as you go through the front porch in here, out here, we have an open entryway. By the way, I did not forget mailbox this time. That is an achievement for me because I keep forgetting it. So in here we have an open staircase. It's open to the second floor to this hallway, and on from here we can access our library, talking room, and also we can access our dining room. So if we go to the left out here, we do have our talk room. Out here we just have like our living lounge area. It's kind of minimalistic. We have a lot of candles, we have a lot of lights, some paintings. Out here you're gonna be able to track the way your family looks right now. So I thought that that might be really nice to have in 100 Baby Challenge. And through here we can access our first part of bedrooms. So on the left, we can access the first bedroom for Julia. So in here, it's mostly blue and white, so it's kind of simple, but it is sophisticated, I might say. So we have fancy vanity, we also have a bookshelf. Also, out here, we do have some storage, just some pretty stuff, and AC, of course, a couple of windows to our backyard and pool, so it is really nice. We have a mirror, we have it all. It's a nice bedroom. And I think that if it was an original house out here, we would probably have something like a walk-in closet, but why would we have that in The Sims when we can have an office? So as for the office, out here, I've mostly used the Cozy Gamer kit, like literally almost every single thing from that kit. So we have a lamp out here, we have some curtains, we also do have the shelf with all of the clutter, some art on the wall, and we do have a computer out here because we are writing books. And through here, I did use here that new bathroom kit. Almost every single item in this bathroom is from the new kit. So we have a toilet, we have a sink, we have a shower, also we have a tub. Like you can literally lay in your tub and watch who is coming towards the home. But of course, in real life, you would just roll these blinds all the way down, or you maybe would buy some sort of like a privacy film out here. So that's what we have out here for Julia's area. And also from this hallway, we can access this tiny hallway. Out here, I decided to stick this mirror, like, two teens maybe are living here, so they have all of these photos out here. And from here, we can access two teen bedrooms. This one is pink. This one is more of like a blue and teal side, but of course is more pink too. So in here, it is a little bit more clean out here. This I'm imagining maybe a fresh laundry. Out here we have a desk to do our homework. We have a view to our back porch. And out here we can sleep. Out here maybe we are getting ready to do some stuff. And we have a dresser, of course, and that's pretty much it. And through here we also do have a sitting area. We have a dresser. We have a mess around here. Also, you can sleep out here, do your homework, literally the same, and this one just mirrored a little bit and clutters differently. And this is the first bathroom which is accessible from our common areas in the house. And yeah, I have used the peacock scene because I thought that it's gonna be hilarious, and actually I did like the way, I do really like these tiles from the Realm of Magic, so I use them a lot. They do match kind of nicely with the base game. So we have a fancy bathroom out here, we have a dresser in here, we have a peacock sink, we have an expensive toilet, expensive mirror, expensive tub, and I've tried to make it kind of like more built in because it usually has glass out here, but I just thought that this way it is gonna look a little bit nicer. And on the medium wall height, it doesn't look okay when I'm trying to make these parts like the whole wall tall. It doesn't look nice. So that is the first bathroom that we have. And let us now go to the right side of the house. Out here we do have a fancy dining with bar, also with some fancy art around here with a skeleton. Also we do have a fruit bowl out here in case you want some fruits and some plates. So it's just a simple, boring dining area, but it's kind of supposed to look fancy, and that's all we do out here. And through here on the right, we can access another hallway to toddlers and infants wing. So out here, we do have an infant's bedroom. Out here, you might want to read something for your infant, change the diaper, maybe have some toys for them, maybe check how you look, how if you're very tired. Also, it is a playmat for infants, so useful stuff as well. And we have this crib. But if you feel like this crib is a little bit too much, you can just remove that and stick this playmat instead of that because crib is not essential. Infants can sleep anywhere, so that is a convenient part about them. And as we go here to the toddler bedroom, it is more on a teal and green side. So out here we do have a toddler bed, we have a high chair so that we can eat. Also we do have a toddler potty, we do have a doll house, we do have a blurfy, we do have these blocks. So we have it all for a toddler to be nice and complete. That's all we need for them. And this is another bathroom which is accessible from the first floor, from the hallway. So out here we have another peacock sink, another tile from the realm of magic, another expensive toilet, and we do have a whale shower tap combo. I just like that. Though that's why we have that. And we have blinds because we do not want anybody to see us in the bathroom on the toilet because the window is literally right next to the toilet. Not really nice, but I figure that's gonna be fine. And let us go now to the kitchen. The kitchen is mostly wood and wood color, like lighter wood and darker wood. I think that it looks kind of nice. We have a built-in fridge, kind of I tried to mimic that. We do have first stove top up here and now the complete stove up here, so you can cook on an island or you can cook out here. Also we do have an oven, we have some clutter because we have a lot of kids, and we do have microwave. Also we do have a coffee machine because we are tired all the time, we need coffee. And out here in the wet area I decided to stick a rock so that it just gets all of catches all of the wetness of this kitchen area. And by the island you can sit and eat, and also you can go out here to the breakfast snack. I kind of like the way this breakfast snack turned out because it's kind of simple. We have a big painting of food out here, like here is a breakfast you might want to eat, but maybe you're gonna eat just some porridge and that's it. And through here we have a huge sliding glass door to our back porch. In our back porch we have an easel. Also out here we have a chess table, and outdoor dining area because we might want to eat that. Like we have a grill out here, we have another mini trash can, and some decor, so it's pretty. And that's it for the first floor. Now let us go back to our front area, front entrance to the house, and let us go to the second floor. Now on the second floor, we have this expensive hallway with all of these runner rugs and all of these 8,000 simoleons nights, but they are not gonna be here when I'm gonna go and show you the house that we do have for my real car baby challenge. Through here we have two of these archways. They do lead to this kind of TV room. Out here we have aquarium. Also out here we have this fancy TV. Also we do have a PlayStation so that we can play out here. We have this tea set and we have some decor and this stereo too. So it's like a fancy living room where you can watch some TV. That's I've just tried to make it a TV room. That's all I wanted to make it be. And also we do have four bedrooms. They are literally all same shaped. We do have similar bathrooms out here. I'm going to show you one of the two bathrooms because they are literally the same, absolutely the same. I've just copied them. They are just different colors. So out here we have towels on the doors. We have now the peacock sinks, a fancy mirror, fancy toilets, some storage out here. Also, we do have a couple of ropes. We do have some laundry stuff. We have some towels, and we have the shower tub combo from the Growing Together. So that is literally it for the bathroom. This bathroom is absolutely the same, just a little different colors. And as for the bedrooms, out here we have one like kind of grown bedroom where we have a double bed, we have a mirror out here, tiny little sitting area where I can read something. This is some toiletries just in case. Maybe this person likes skincare more, so they need extra storage for that. Also, this person has a guitar, future cube, and aquarium, and that's literally all that might be interesting for you around these bedrooms. And as for this second bedroom, which is another blue bedroom, and this is like a blue side of the house, this is like a pink side of the house. That's what I wanted to make. Out here we have another like library kind of. We have a basement bed, so also we do have a dresser, mirror, just some sitting dining area, and maybe this person likes to paint. That is why we have an easel. That's all for these two bedrooms. Now let's go to this side. This is our twin bedroom. So out here we have a bed, a desk, another desk. Also we have a painting station. I'm imagining that kids are gonna live here, maybe teens are gonna live here. That could have been if I would like to play in this house, but I'm gonna play in different house. And in here we just have a dresser and a sitting area, so not much, but it's simple but functional. And on this side, we have a toddler bedroom. Out here, we do have two toddler beds. We also do have a dresser. We do have some toy box. This functions as a bookshelf. Also, we do have another dresser. We have some storage. We have a lot of toys everywhere around here. Some decals so that it all looks nice and cute and beautiful. And also we do have this ladder in our hallway which leads to the attic. And in the attic, in the default version that you're gonna see on the gallery, we do not have much, but we have some puddles, some crumbles, some boxes. Like we are storing some stuff. Maybe something was broken out here. Like it's not the stuff that we might wanna have for anywhere around the house. Maybe it's some trash, but it is like I might say a flex room. Like you can make out here whatever you want to do. If you do not have any space in your house to stick this cupcake machine, which takes 6 tiles, remove some crumble and stick it here. Now you have space for cupcake machine. So that's what I'm imagining this room might be for. But as for me, it's gonna be just a replacement for my collectible basement. And as I have shown you this house, all of the information about this build, it is on the gallery, is going to be in the description for this video. I called it 100 Babies Normal House. I know that it's a silly name, it doesn't bring much of the information for us, but you see out here that we do have 264,000 simoleons of value for this house, and we were like 120,000 simoleons short, almost 2 times. And in just kind of a fine house that's gonna satisfy most of your 100 baby challenge needs, and that's it. And now let us go to the house that I am gonna play in. This build might seem a little bit more chaotic on the side, just because as you see on the outside, on the exterior, it looks absolutely the same. It's just the same build, it's just gonna look a little different on the inside. So let us go. In the entryway, I didn't change anything. In our rec area, we just have some kids art. Also, we have less art everywhere around the house in general, but that is just because we couldn't afford that. Also, we do have some simpler appliances everywhere around. Like of course, some of the areas I try to change minimally, but most of the plumbing I did switch to the cheaper varieties. These 2 bedrooms for now we have empty. Our dining room is pretty much the same as it used to be. Our kitchen doesn't have upper cabinets, it just has lower cabinets, but we do have more expensive stove and fridge, but we only have ones, and we do not have any other appliances in the kitchen. We just have 2 trash cans because we are not washing our dishes, we're just throwing them away. And we generally do have less art out here. In our back porch, we do have several easels just because we have a painting club and we are making money with that. We have our slide in the back. We also do have our tent in the back, so it's still here. We are still trying to make money with that. And on the first floor bedrooms, we have a bed, like a bunk bed, where on the bottom we do have a toddler bed, on the top we do have children and teen bed. We also do have a changing table, we have a potty, we have play mat, we have a blur feed toy, also we do have some blocks. The same for this room, it's just a little bit differently laid out, but it's literally the same and it functions as for me. And out here we do have the same set for all of these bedrooms, just as for the hobby, we have a chemistry table out here, we have a desk out here. Also, we do have this art table out here, and we do have another desk out here. For the chaotic part, we have this made to be gallery walls. So out here we have photos of my now mother Julia with all of the kids that have aged up already. On this side we do have photos of Julia with all of the fathers of all of the kids that she has or is pregnant with. So we are still working on that, but that's what we have out here. Next, in this bedroom we do have all of the fairy certificates, tooth fairy certificates. Out here we have all of our school diplomas, and on the first floor out here we have all of our handprint that we do have, and in Julia's bedroom we have all of the certificates of birth certificate that we did get throughout all of the time that we are playing with my 100 baby challenge. So this is a little bit more of a chaotic part, but at the same time it's not that much different from what we have in my gallery version. My gallery version is just a little bit more furnished than this one. And also we do have a collectible attic. It's not much yet and we do not have lighting because yes, I have 400 simoleons right now, but I think that I cannot afford it yet because I want to save some money in case we need that. And also on the rooftop out here we have that mat to charge our jewelry because we do have a cheeky ring that gives us some energy. So that is the house. That's literally it. This house is the one that I'm gonna bring is much more empty, but that gives me a reason to grind for money again. So that's gonna be kind of fun for me. And I think that that should probably be it. So thank you for watching. And if you like videos like that, you can subscribe to my channel. And you also should check my 100 baby challenge because in there we have quite a bit of fun because it is a chaotic challenge. It is difficult. I'm getting stressed out there. So if you like me sounding stress for you, you can check it out. But as for here, I'm gonna thank you for watching. And I think that this should be probably goodbye. So bye guys.